If your A1C looks good, but you still feel exhausted, anxious, or scared of lows, you are not failing. And the 2026 ADA guidelines quietly prove that. Be a good patient. But here's what the 2026 standards reinforce. Averages hide the truth. And I'm saving the most important safety shift for the very end, because it changes how we define success in diabetes. Let's start with medications. Most people think GLP-1 drugs are about weight loss. That's not how the new guidelines frame them. The 2026 standards prioritize certain GLP-1 and related medications for people with type 2 diabetes who also have obesity, fatty liver disease, chronic kidney disease, high cardiovascular risk, not as add-ons, as foundational therapy. That word matters. Foundational means we choose them because they protect organs. Certain medications in these classes reduce heart events, slow kidney decline, improve liver fat. This is a shift away from glucose-only thinking. Now medication choice is based on what organ needs protection, not just what lowers A1C fastest. That's personalized medicine. Time in range. The 2026 guidelines emphasize time in range alongside A1C as a core measure of control. Time in range means how much of your day are you between about 70 and 180. For many adults, the general goal is over 70% in range with minimal time load. Why does this matter? Because two people can have the same A1C and live completely different lives. One feels stable and clear-headed. The other swings between 50 and 250 and lives in constant anxiety. Same A1C, completely different experience. Time in range captures stability. It captures safety. It captures what averages miss. And here's something even more important. For older adults or people at high risk of hypoglycemia, it is acceptable and sometimes necessary to loosen targets to avoid dangerous lows. That is a powerful shift. Safety over perfection. Now here's the final change. And this is the one that ties everything together. The 2026 guidelines strongly emphasize reducing time spent low. They define clear targets for time below range. They reinforce that preventing hypoglycemia is just as important as lowering high numbers. And they even recommend that workplaces and schools include oral glucose in first aid kits. Think about that. Low blood sugar is no longer framed as a personal mistake. It is recognized as a public safety issue. That reduces shame, that increases preparedness, that saves lives. So, what does this mean for you? It means if your doctor only talks about A1C, you can ask about time in range. If your medications are chosen only by glucose lowering, you can ask about organ protection. If you are having frequent lows, you can ask whether safety targets need to be adjusted. If your doctor shifted from A1C obsession to time in range and low prevention, would your diabetes feel easier or would it feel the same? Tell me in the comments. And if you want, type the word checklist and I'll create a simple appointment guide based on these 2026 updates that you can bring with you. Because the standards have changed. And the more informed you are, the safer you become.